Hi there, Jean Greer here at Stylish Fireplaces. Today I want to introduce you to a fireplace insert from Dynasty Fireplaces. Dynasty may not be a brand that you've heard a lot about, but they do make a couple of great products, and one of them is this insert. It comes in three sizes, three different widths with a couple of different heights. What we like it for is for retrofit situations. So when somebody comes to us with a masonry fireplace that they want to use the existing opening and insert an existing insert like this and not do a lot of work around the fireplace itself. So if they're not necessarily refacing, they're not in a position to resize the opening, it's very challenging to find an insert that can just slide in without a lot of extra work around the opening. And somehow Dynasty has come up with three sizes that really fit the bill in a lot of situations. And then they've designed this insert so that it is really set up for success for those retrofits. So a couple of things that make that so. The depth of this unit is about 7.5 inches, definitely under 8 inches. And that is one of the shallowest inserts available in this size. So there are three different widths available, three different sizes. This is the middle one. They run from about 30 inches wide up to 32 inches wide. So that is a really ideal range. Then the height is ideally suited for most existing openings, 24 or 25 inches high. But it's that shallow back end that really helps us get it into an existing opening, coupled with the angle of the back. So a lot of inserts are like rectangles. Behind the face, it goes straight back for whatever depth. It may or may not have a clipped corner at the back, but it goes straight in. Well, a wood burning opening never goes straight in, so we've got to deal with the angles as we get inside the opening. And this unit is not only shallow, but the back end is completely angled in. So it's much easier to find a fit here. The other thing they've done that's a little different from most inserts is they've put a slightly bigger frame around it. So this frame, it's not huge and it's got a nice bevel to it. It's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches wide. But what that does is it gives some wiggle room between the size of the back end that has to go in the opening and the overlapping on the front of the opening. So we can get the back end into the opening and then not have a gap, hopefully, around the edges. So it's really ideally suited for that. And it's in three models, the EF43D-FGF, the EF44FGF, which is what this is, and the EF45FGF. They all look identical. It's only the size that's changing. So what you'll notice inside is there is a brick on the sides and the background. So they've gone with a brick motif inside. There aren't a ton of adjustments, but the flame does have multiple adjustments. So right now it's at the highest setting, and it's not just orange, there's a hint of blue in there. If I hit the flame button, the blue goes away, and then the flames will gradually get smaller until I turn it back on. So there's 3 or 4 settings there that change the flame. The highest setting isn't just the brightest setting, it has a hint of blue, and then one push of the button and the blue goes away, and then the flames get gradually smaller until they go off. This unit is capable of having the heater on without the flames, so that's a nice feature for areas like bedrooms where you're using it for a little extra heat in the evening, let's say at a cottage or somewhere, a basement bedroom perhaps, but you don't want the glow from the fire keeping somebody awake. So it is capable of doing that. Other inserts can do that as well, but it is a nice feature to have on this. And then the heat is very straightforward. There's a low and a high, so 750 watt heater on low, 1500 watt heater on high. This is a plug-in unit, 120 volts, so very straightforward. And it just really is a workhorse for us when it comes to retrofitting into existing fireplaces. So not a well-known name, perhaps, especially here in the eastern part of the country. This is a Canadian West Coast brand, but it is a standby that we keep in the line year after year. It's incredibly reliable, and it just fits when others don't. So many companies make these 30 and 32 and 33 inch width fireplaces, but it's the combination of the shallow depth, the angled back end, and the slightly bigger overhang that allow this to fit in where perhaps other inserts won't. So keep it in mind. If you are retrofitting, you can certainly put it into a new construction as well, but it really flies out the door for us on retrofit projects. So again, it's Dynasty. You'll find it on stylishfireplaces.ca under Dynasty, or if you're shopping by style, it would be under inserts and fireboxes.